got 31 3/4, need 2 of those. Oh yeah, don't forget this. My wife got me this for my birthday, which is awesome. So definitely need to take that, put that on. I think a lot of this is because she is tired of washing my clothes. Sawdust. Yeah, a little better, a little protection. Here, I'm gonna clamp this down a little bit here, safety. Alright. Cut an identical piece, so you just pretty much use the same board. Try to run up it against it to where you don't have to. Same length. Here we go. Pull the other board back. There it is. 31 3/4 each piece. I need 2 at 19 1/2. So at 19 1/2. Right there's the marker. Nice straight line. Get a square. I find it easier to actually put my pencil on the mark, run the square up to it, make sure it's flush. There you have a straight line. 19 1/2. You never want to cut, if you look at the red line, you never want to cut on the line because the blade's going to be probably 1/8 of an inch. So you want to go beyond. This piece is no good. So being that's no good, you go on that side of the line, go down, make sure you cut before, after the line. My birthday's coming up. Hey babe, can I get another blade? Diablo. That's simple. Leave a little room. It's always better to cut it a little long so you can always go back and trim if you need to. And then I'll cut a double piece. Get another 2x4. And because I got them from a box store, I always get staples in them for some reason. Don't really know why. Guess they staple shit to them, so once again, box stores suck. Yeah. And the 2x4 seems really wet and heavy, which is a problem at times. Here we go. Ready to cut. Ideally, I already cut the 19 1/2, so instead of remeasuring, do the same thing. Go down, run it up nice and tight. And if you push against the blade, it'll actually give the right dimension. Bend the blade just a little bit. Go down on it, pull the piece of wood back. This piece of wood, it's already at 19 1/2. Now you got your exact same dimension, exact same length. But man, I am not photogenic. Side. I think this blade, just a box store chop saw, miter saw. Didn't really have a lot of money to buy something heavy, so it'll do the trick. But you can see it burns the wood because the blade blows. I'd probably get a Diablo blade, maybe Diablo. But you gotta change the blade. But there you have it at 19 1/2. You got exact items, exact same length, 2 pieces of wood. Then I need 2 at 33 1/4. At 33 1/4, and then one end I'm going to make a 90 degree, the other end's going to be, say, a 20 degree, and I'll show you on a square how you break that down, and this will be the stringer for the chair. You always want to measure twice, cut once. 33 1/4, right on the button there. 2 of those. Once again, same thing. 33 1/4. Just butt them up, stack them. You just keep this right on. That's pretty good right there. Move your other board off. Yeah, this wood is not real dry. I can tell the way it's cutting. Not real dry. There you have it. Identical. And then you got your 19 1/2s. Identical. Then those were like 34 1/4. They're actually identical too. Boom, boom. But always measure twice. All right, so on your stringer to connect them, you need a 20 degree. So using your square, you put your pivot level with the board. Use this angle here. A lot of people don't actually know how to do this, which is strange to me. So you hold your pivot there. These are numbers. These are your degree. It says degree. 5, 10, 15, 20. Move that to the edge of the board where it says 20 degrees. Once it has 20 degrees, this is the angle I need. So that there, that line is a 20 degree angle, and I'm taking that piece off. I'll do that on both. Okay, just like using that square, just to really double check it, this has a red beam laser that goes down and shows you if it's correct, you know, where your cut's gonna be. So when I line it up there, it's exactly 20 degrees. And it's a bevel, so I can change it to 20. So it's right on using that square. You don't need this. You can easily use a circular saw to do this. But it's right on using that square. Trust it, it works. Once again, mirror the same cut. Pretty much, it's gonna work. There's both your cuts using really pretty much the square on a 20 degree. That's even all the way over. No worries there. So you'll lay out those 3 pieces like more or less like that, and you're gonna mirror the image because both sides. So what I'll do is you gotta measure up 13 3/4 up that leg, and that'll have to post up right there. Say if that's 13 1/4 or 3/4, you wanna be right there. So I'll mark that up. All right, 13 3/4. Where's my tape measure? From the bottom here. All right, so for that 90 degree, you want to go down 2.5 inches. Right there. and I already marked this one. You want to come across 3.5. Then you'll take your square, more or less put it at both checks, draw a line, take your circular saw, that's pretty much a 90-degree, boom, if you can see that. That's pretty much all you're doing. This is going to be hooked up, that'll be sitting on the ground. All right, I'm going to use that circular saw. I mean, you could use a jigsaw too if you needed to. That's simple, really. So, line to line, good cut. Do the same to the other one. All right, here's the other one. I use a lot of cobalt. My wife bought me cobalt. I had lost a lot of my tools, but got me these cobalts, and so of course you end up with the batteries. So then you keep buying cobalt. They haven't let me down on the power tool side. Not really impressed with the miter saw. I feel like it's not cutting directly straight cuts, but everything else, impact drivers, things like that's been doing good. I actually have no problem with cobalt whatsoever. All right, and that's a Lowe's products. Here we go. Very smooth, nice cut, identical to the other one, identical. All right, pocket holes. We all know what this is. It's a Kreg, it's not real expensive. I got it actually, you know, C-clamped to a junk ass bench, really. But to work this, you know, yeah, these are 2x4s, but they don't measure out 2 inches. So it's really, if you measure it, it's really 1.5 inches. But so on this bit, it's got a little, like an Allen wrench. You adjust that, adjust it, put it in this little measuring thing here, and you want the 2.5 to be at the end of this bit, not necessarily this, just right here. 2.5 right there at the start of the narrowness there. So that's set at 1/2. Then on the side here, you want to set the depth at 1.5 inches. With those 2 items there, you can put your board in and get nice, use 2.5-inch screws. Clamp it in. I think that bit's even tall. I gotta upgrade. Get your other one there. This one's gonna actually go into the arm. You'll make it a little tighter by this little adjustment there on that wheel. Whoa. All right. So you get it set up. This is how it's gonna look, more or less. And don't be afraid to glue. Lots of glue. Yeah, glue is your friend here for sure. Glue that up nice and good. Then glue up. This stuff works awesome, by the way. Yeah. All right. Flush that up on there. Looks good. Grab a couple 2.5 inch.